There is a backlash against sexual minority rights in Poland, where a third of municipalities have declared themselves LGBT-free zones. Charlotte Dubinsky looks at how the move clashes with the wider EU's cornerstone ethos of shared European values.
In its simplest terms, the idea of the EU is one of many countries working together under one umbrella towards a common landscape. Yet you don't have to scratch far below the surface to find divisions. What seems to be becoming more clearly etched is the divide between the West and the East. In the latest round of disconnect between the values of the East and West, the focus has turned to LGBT rights. Anti-LGBT sentiment has been on the rise in Poland. Now, in Poland, nearly 100 municipal or local governments have proclaimed themselves to be free from LGBT ideology, covering an area that some say is up to a third of the country. It follows a campaign by Poland's ruling Law and Justice Party, which declared this type of ideology was an invasive foreign influence that undermines traditional values. The European Commission has been quick to react.
We cannot allow the distribution of LGBTI-free zone stickers or the adoption of anti-LGBTI resolutions and not feel responsible for the next phase where physical attacks that take place, even if they are then carried out by other people.
One French town was so incensed by the backward nature of anti-LGBT rights. After 25 years of being twinned with the Polish town, it's taken drastic action and suspended ties.
France is committed to combating human rights violations based on sexual orientation. We cannot accept that the ties that unite our two cities through an oath of twinning should be tainted. We condemn the position taken by our twin city of Tuchów.
But in Poland, there is real concern about the promotion of LGBT ideology.
They show off themselves too much, these LGBT people. Gay people have been around all the time and they didn't boast about it.
A child can grow up in a normal gay family, have two fathers or two mothers, have a good education, travel around the world, know languages, and be a good and interesting person.
Children must grow up in a family, have a father and a mother. I know this from my own experience.
One recent poll found the biggest threat concerning young Polish men was the LGBT movement and gender ideology. And it's not just an issue in Poland. At a recent festival in Croatia, residents were filmed cheering the burning of an effigy of a gay couple. The annual review by the European arm of the International Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Trans and Intersex Association also accused several other countries of growing official hate speech by government officials. Countries singled out included Bulgaria, the Czech Republic, Hungary and Slovakia. In Hungary, for example, it said there was a decrease in the social acceptance of homosexuality.
The Eurobarometer 2019 found that Hungary was one of a handful of EU countries where the social acceptance of LGBT people has decreased since 2015. Following Bulgaria, Hungarians were also the least supportive of legal gender recognition or third option gender markers.
Some have described this disconnect between Eastern and Western EU states as being akin to still having an iron curtain. And while the EU is currently facing off with an internal battle over its budget in the aftermath of Brexit, perhaps the real problems it faces are far more ingrained in the cultural differences of its member states. Charlotte Dubinsky, RT in Paris.